Hey! Not doing the waiting room. Oh, how are we doing? Tomorrow is my birthday. I would normally do the waiting room, but I can't be asked. I can't be asked. Cannot. Will not be asked. So, as people come in, I'm going to say hello. I'm also going to show I have a nice, fun, new little tool to use that I'm going to use as we... I found this. You can just draw right on the stream. That's fun. I like that. I'm going to use that to cross off the various, those tracks. They're called tracks. Songs, even. Yeah, Judah, come here. Judah is with me because Judah can't handle being in a different room than me. So he just follows me around everywhere all the time. He's a very good kitty. Can you hear him purring? Here. Can you hear Judah purr? It is definitely registering as audio. He's a good kitty. So anyway, there's a rock album coming out tomorrow. I made a rock album. What a dangerous rocker am I? It is also my birthday tomorrow. It is my 41st birthday tomorrow. I've been 40 for a year. And thus will begin the 41st. By the end of next year, I will have been 40 for 2 years. That's what we're going to say, right? We're just going to say I've been... And then when I'm 50, we're like, oh, man, I guess I can't be 40 anymore. How are we doing? I'm not going to start actually doing anything until we have a few people in chat. I should probably ping everyone and make sure they know I'm live. Da-da-da-dum. That was Under the Sea. Everyone, sorry to ping, but if you want to come to the stream, it is now. So there. So do. I have been for 30. Cyberspace Cosmonaut has been 40 for 30 years now. I turned 40 and that's where it's going to stop. It's just going to stop there. We're just going to stop there, and I'll tell you why. This is what I'm going to look like for a long time. I'm not even a little bit kidding. Like, I don't look particularly different from when I was 25, 26. I weigh closer to that now than I did when I was 30-something. But my hair is obviously, the gray has progressed pretty significantly. I like it, though. I like the gray. I like it significantly better. I will say I look better and more healthy now than 10 years ago. I look more like I looked 20 years ago than like I looked 10 years ago, which I think is good. I'll take it. I'll take it. As it turns out, eating the correct amount of food and exercising, it's good for you, as it turns out. It looks like my this is from sleeping. There. It looks like my head is slanted because my beard is all going one way. It's very silly. So how are we doing? It is Saturday, July 19th. There's been stuff that has happened throughout the world, and I just stopped paying attention. I just don't care. In all seriousness, it's so hard to give a shit about all of the shit that's going on in this damn world. Like, Trump won't release the Epstein files because, of course, he's not going to do that. Why would he do that? A lot of people were assuming he was going to. And I don't care whether he is or isn't on there. It doesn't matter to me. And he's calling his supporters dumb and bad people because they want him to keep his campaign promise of releasing the Epstein files, which is not even like, out of all of the things that he can and should do out of those campaign promises, many of which were actually vaguely pro-working class, if not massively so. Guess it's kind of a... I said it in the McDonald's video I did last year. It's not going to be different. The difference between Kamala and Trump is one operated on like a full disdain for the working class, and one operated with an understanding that you at least have to capitulate to some extent, like in your dialogue and your rhetoric. Now, does that mean that he's going to do the things that he said that were positive for the working class? Absolutely not. I said that in the video. There's a lot of people that don't seem to understand I wasn't promoting Donald Trump, and I never have. I have always wanted to hold him accountable to his promises. But, I mean, that's not something that anybody wants to talk about. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, though. That's the stuff that I've seen people yapping on and on about on Twitter. I've seen some other things that people have yapped about on Twitter. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Peter. Mine is the day after. Pass the torch. Well, that's very neat. That's very neat. I'm excited. Excited to be old. I like being old. It's proof that I know what I'm doing. Nothing has stopped me yet. They haven't gotten to me. And they won't. But who's they? Do you mean the Jews? Yes, I mean the Jews. It's the Jews. They means the Jews because the Jews have magical powers that can stop, they have a button they can press that just does, everything. People who ask that question, I hate who's they. Who's they? Who the hell do you think they is? It's the elite people, which includes some Jews, sure, but it's mostly not Jews. I don't know. I get all riled up about all this crap because all it is the same shit over and over in a cycle. The left gets super annoying and people call it out like, oh, finally, somebody said it. And then the right gets super annoying and somebody calls it, oh, finally, someone said it. And they just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And eventually, somebody realizes that they're never going to have an orgasm and just stops. It's just useless friction. Impotent. So that's where we are today. We're making albums. We're making rock albums. I have a documentary coming out later in the year on the two Joker movies and Luigi Mangione. It's going to be real good. Real good. But the project I've been working on prior to that... Judah, just come here. My cat... He just screams at me. Just comes in and he screams. Oh, when's your birthday, dissident? Cancer gang. My cat just comes in here and screams at me, though. Mom, why can't I sit on you? It's like, sit on me then. Mom! 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 He knows I'm talking about him. It was Thursday. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. He's so happy to get the attention. You don't understand why. You don't understand why I'm pointing you in that direction. You keep wanting to look at me, don't you? You have no idea why I would point you in that direction. There's no one over there. There's no one over there. He's a pretty kitty, though. Anyway. So it looks like we have a new feature in the chat. It gives us our top fans. It tells us who the top 3 chatters are. I actually think that's kind of... It's irritating because it will create competition, but at the same time, if somebody's like really engaged and they're like talking about the point back and forth with the person who's streaming, it makes sense that it might automatically put something there that makes you go, oh, okay, I'm talking to that person. But still, that's a practical use that I just imagined for a feature that I promise will not be used that way. Oh, man. Competition. Yeah, we got to give out our gold medals and our silver medals. We got to make sure that everybody's soul is reflected. Gold, silver, bronze. Platonic elitism. Why, I am a silver-souled person. That is why I look down upon the bronze soul. They don't talk like that. I love how old, like in movies, if you want to do like an old society, you just do an English accent. It doesn't even matter what the society is. It could be like old Japanese society. And you'd be like, well, let me say to you, you young generation don't know how good you have it. So yeah, we're not gonna play the album right away. I want to wait till there's a few more people and just 7 people. At least that's what it says on this page. Let me look. Yeah, it's 7. We need more than 7 people here in order to do the listening party. That seems like a few, not enough people. Sean Connery playing an old Japanese version. Why, yes, indeed. Back in my day, we would slap the women. Give them a nice slap. Yeah, you could probably hear Judah. He's back there screaming. He's playing with something now. Hi. Yeah, you know I'm talking to you. Yeah. Oh, man. I slept weird. My back. I've always had issues with my back. Would always sleep weird on it. So, I guess I'll probably just start talking about the album itself. So there's clearly 14 tracks on it. It is a rock and roll album. I did some, oh, that was the wrong thing that I typed in. Sheets.google.com. I had an AI analyze the album. And we will talk about, that as we go through each of the tracks. I have information that I find interesting, very interesting, to share. Sheets.google.com. That's where my information is. Let's pop that over here so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. I guess let's just start because it doesn't look like there's a lot of people crowding in here. It's not because I'm not really talking about anything. Just to be clear, I've made it very clear over the last, 10, 15 minutes. I just don't give a shit about any of the shit that any of these people fucking stream about. And the algorithm knows it. It knows it. I'm not fandom building. I'm not talking about anything that's highly engagement centric. I just want to enjoy myself. And I hope that more and more people adopt this attitude because the way the world is just fucking nuts nowadays. And I don't say that because I think, oh my God, all these people, they suck so bad. It's not people's fault. All of the mechanisms that are in place send people down this endless rabbit hole of nonsense and arguing and all that shit. Anyways, the album, it's called Overwhelmingly Positive. It is releasing tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me. I made a rock album and I'm releasing it. One could see that as either a good day to do it or pathetic, depending on who you are. I would say it's a good day to do it. I will have a nice day. I'm streaming today because I don't want to stream tomorrow. I'm going to do birthday crap tomorrow. I'm going to spend time with my family, you know? So anyway, Pretty Please. It's a song. It's a good start. Judah, come on, man. Just sit with me. Just jump up here. What a coincidence it's coming out of my birthday. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. No idea. Just sit with me, Judah. Pretty Please is a song about people who use gratitude and thankfulness in a manner that is sort of weaponized as opposed to an actual genuine gratitude. Gratitude, great. It's a good thing. It's a thing that you should have. We should all be grateful for various things that are positive about the world. There are positive things about the world, whether or not you're in agreement with me on that point. There are plenty. We talk about what's wrong with capitalism all the time. There's plenty wrong, to be clear, and we should, because we are capable, find a way to move to a higher stage. But I'm quite grateful that we don't live in feudalism. Feudalism sucked, from what I've read. Quenderjeer, here's Judah for you. Again, when I point him over there, he doesn't have any idea why I'm doing it, so he just tries to look at me. You're a very good kitty. Grateful for the Chinese food. Oh, man. Think about what it would be like if we lived in feudalism. In order to get Chinese food, you'd have to go to China. That'd suck. Judah is a mega cutie. I love Judah. He's such a good kitty. He can be very loud and annoying at times. But anyhow, Pretty Please is about using gratitude as a weapon to get more of what you want. Someone might say, as someone else does all the shit for them, someone might say, thank you, that's so nice. Thank you. But they don't do anything for themselves. They leave everything for that person to do. And then they weaponize the thank you as to get more of it. That's what this song is about. I'm sure that you've met somebody who does that. And to be clear, it's not a discouragement for saying thank you when somebody does something nice. That's an important thing. I very much believe in that. I do that regularly. This is about a very highly specific context. So we shall play it. And I'm going to mute myself. Let's go.
I get what I want, and I thank you to get more. I take what I can, and I count on your support. I can't on my own, so good of you to help me. I never even tried, thanks for all your energy. Pretty please, thank you, do more. On my knees I must implore. I tried so hard, but I need you to do it for me. Pretty please. I had to grow up, or at least had to say so. I didn't grow up, but I like to say so. It wasn't on my own, so good of you to help me. I never even tried, thanks for all your energy. Pretty please, thank you, do more. On my knees I must implore. I tried so hard, but I need you to do it for me. Look how far you've come, but it looks like it was me. My name's on the front, and you know that's what people see. It wasn't on my own, so good of you to help. On my knees I must implore. I tried so hard, but I need you to do it for me. Ready, please?
Reset. Thank you very much for the nice little compliment on there. The mix is lovely. Sounds right from Dookie. It's great because you said that right as it went into the Green Day reference. Like if you were listening on that bass part, there was a Green Day reference. And you said that right as we were going into it. Which I thought was fun. So, there's some points in that song I want to talk about specifically. The one that I am most interested in talking about is the extra whiny voice on the hook. Pretty please. I think that's funny. There's a couple of instances. Yes, the No, not that part. The right before the guitar solo, which is, I mean, a very rudimentary guitar solo. The dirty. There's a lot of dirty. Here, let me try to. Here. That part. The bass right there. Major reference. Major Green Day reference. I can't remember the song it is right now, though. There's a lot of that on this album, though. I do. The thing is, I regard music in the way I regard anything else, and that is to say, so I'm checking Pretty Please off. Thank you, Nico P, on the happy birthday. So it's a reference to a specific Green Day song. The one, God, I should have checked that before I went. I'm like, I believe it is Basket Case. I think you're right, Joe Paradise. I think it's probably the part about. It's the part where everything stops and it's just the bass. The drums are very Welcome to Paradise. No, I think it is Welcome to Paradise. I'm not sure. We shouldn't even get into that because it sounds stupid. I'm going to end up talking about something and say the wrong thing when I know what I did intentionally speaking. Well, I don't. I know that it is a Green Day reference, and to be frank, I should have thought about which one it was specifically. There is some NoFX influence. I listened to NoFX when I was growing up. Also, The Offspring. If we're going to talk about how I write songs, I write songs like The Offspring does. Joe Paradise, thank you very much. I learned song structure and how to play the guitar listening to The Offspring. I'm going to grab a guitar for talking about this stuff. It's probably easier to do. This is not necessarily for the sake of playing a lot of stuff, but sometimes it's easier just to, if you're talking about something, it's easier to just have it there. And also, good chance this is out of tune. I don't remember how I... See, maybe this was an embarrassing idea as well, because I don't play these songs. Like, I don't have a band. I made these songs. And certainly, I know what it's, you know... This is good timing because you made it your personal mission to finish an album's worth of songs before you kick the goddamn bucket. Finish one, so I'm on board. Nice. Yeah. No, I've already got songs for the second one. I've let some people in on songs for the second one. I am going to do a second one. But I'm definitely making some videos from this one first. Different strumming pattern, pretty pleased, but it fits with the drums in a similar way. Yeah. It's got, well, Pretty Please it's a different song. And also there's a sort of a sarcasm to a lot of the songs that I write. That I know that Green Day does have a bit of a sardonic streak to it. But also, I would say that I'm not writing Green Day songs. If anything, I'm writing Offspring songs. But with that, let's maybe go to the next one. This one's called From a Mile Away. This one, well, actually, before I do that, let me actually go into my little spreadsheet. So this is interesting. It flagged Pretty Please as mid to late 2000s, rock, subgenre punk, and flagged it as similar to the Front Bottoms, Carly Cosgrove, Joni, Peach, Basilisk, some things that I have never even heard of. But I thought that was interesting. Next song, From a Mile Away, AI flagged as contemporary rock of the indie and alternatives subgenre. I think this stuff is very interesting. I wrote a post earlier today about how I kind of think, because I make AI music videos, that there are going to be people that think these songs are made by AI. And I would hope that people understand that they're not. They're produced by my brother, who also, because he used AI album art on his Billboard charting Appalachian Anarchy project, he used AI for the album art and had a big old controversy where people claimed that his music was AI generated. And I hate that. It's stupid. Like, AI generated music is not good. Like, the thing is, it's bad in the same way like generic or bloated crap is. I've written a lot about it. But I just don't. I think that when you're trying to like communicate things and you're just making what you like, it sounds very different. And the reason why is because your life experience and your sensibilities inform it instead of, you know, an algorithm or a model or what have you. That's the difference between human music and algorithmic music. It's actually the difference between human music and corporate music. It's the same difference. It's the exact same thing. The kind of thing that people hate, that people just go, oh, this is terrible. How could you possibly like this? Even though it's mostly unobjectionable. It's just an amalgamation of an understanding of things that have previously gotten success. That's it. It's become notable enough for people to know it. And thus, they try to use something that sounds like it to make a hit song. That's the exact same thing AI does. But anyway, I like AI for a lot of reasons, I can't listen. Like when people are like, "Oh, this AI music is going to take all of the listeners away from real artists." I can't listen to it. Like I put the things on. Like there was a big controversy over the last few weeks regarding this band called The Velvet Sundown, which is not really a band; it's an AI thing. And I mean, to me, it's basically unlistenable if you're paying attention to it. I can't listen to it. I literally can't listen to it. It's dull. It's boring. I can listen to my songs, which I've heard at this point hundreds of times because I've worked on them for a long time, along with my brother, who is a very good producer. Like, honestly, if any of you, there are certain people who are listening right now who have heard these songs prior to what they sound like now, or at least some of them. And wow, has he made them better. I cannot express the admiration and thanks I have for my brother Patrick's work on producing this album. Because without him, it would have no real drums on it. He has various studio musicians that he had do drum work for this album. They would have simply been programmed drums or on the well, I should say they would be drums that I played on an electronic drum set that were put through one of the various drum plugins. That's what it would have ended on. The guitars wouldn't have sounded as good. Some of the guitar solos he re-recorded. I will note when that happens. The overwhelmingly positive guitar solo, I recorded the original version of that. He re-recorded it. We'll talk about it when we get to that song. But I don't understand all these people mad about this shit. Like, it's just, there's nothing compelling about the music. Like, if you're worried that it's going to take over the industry from your music, first off, maybe the question isn't about whether or not AI music is good, and should maybe be more about if the industry is good, if it can be made to have all of this crappy music, quote unquote, take over. But also, maybe ask yourself the question, if you're that worried about this music that you're calling terrible, what's up with your music, man? Anyway, this is from a mile away.
Did you see what he say? He's making it plain as day. Okay, yeah, you know it ain't gone our way. No matter what you say. Did you see what he do? It's clear that he don't think about you and the things that it will do too. And you know it's true. You're asking around to find if it's just gas that's been lit or real. Hope you can see it from a mile away. Did he say the right words? Did he use the right nouns and verbs to address all the right concerns? Did he meet the terms? Is it fine when explained, or is it still a whole lot of pain that makes you feel completely insane, and it won't leave your brain? The pieces together now puzzle solved, but is it for real? Hope you can see it from a mile way. But you know, you can leave. And if you need help, there's people around you who say it for real. Hope you can see it from a mile away.
That song is about emotional abuse. It's something that I have personally experienced, and I wish somebody said some of that stuff to me. And it is something I have witnessed happen to other people. Also, man, I love this. I think it's... Ooh, that's out of tune. You get the point, though. I love. That's something I enjoy. You want to know why? Because I stole it from the Stone Temple Pilots. Did the song start on 3? It started... So here... I'll show you. This is how I play it. Keeping in mind that the bar chord... I generally just play bar chords. But I'm a riff machine. Like I said, I learned how to play the guitar playing Offspring songs. But we go... And that's just a regular bar chord. Tuning is better than the intonation. No, don't worry about it. Like I'm not gonna mess with this right now. So that's our, and also this does need new strings. Like just to be clear, but we do. But instead of just we're not just doing this. We're also including that bottom string. So we're doing this, like Along Comes Mary by the Bloodhound Gang. That kind of bar chord. And then it just goes down to 3. And we're doing... Then the rest of it is... And then it's this. This is what I stole from the Stone Temple Pilots. These little chords here. I don't know if it's something, but... And that's that song. Again, that's regarded as a contemporary indie alternative rock song by Artificial Intelligence. Because I can't afford, market research. I just ran it through AI. I think that's correct. I think that's a correct indie alternative rock song. You guys can argue with what the AI thinks if you'd like. If you have other ideas. From a Mile Away. Wow, that was terrible. Very bad. Let's fix that. What an awful line that was. Let's fix that. There we go. That's not great, but it's better. It's better. It's passable. AI, what that... No, I think that it's correct. I honestly, like, I'll tell you this. I don't know how to categorize my own anything. If there's one thing that, like, I understand marketing very, very well. I am a very, very astute marketing mind. If it's not my own thing, I could market it very easily. If somebody consulted me on, what you should do. Well, I don't know, read my books and all of my materials and just do the opposite. That would be what you should do. In order to have that critique of marketing and spectacle and etc., you have to understand that stuff. But I'm not good at marketing my own stuff because it's impossible for me to look at it that way. And also, I am just the opposite of like hype. I am such a not hype person. So the next song is called About Face. This is a super interesting song. It started off very much as a sort of ska, punky type song. And you'll be able to hear that because it's in the DNA. You can't get rid of that. But my brother, who, as I said, had other musicians record, arranged horn parts and whatnot that I believe actually trend the song quite a bit of ways from ska. I'm really happy with this song, and I also think that it's quite a funny song. It's not a jokey song per se, but it's a humorous song. It's called About Face. And I'll start it now.
Tommy wants success and fame, wants everyone to know his name, but his ego keeps placing the blame. It's everyone else that doesn't get it. The workbooks, the programs, the promises doesn't mean anything the 10th time. Hey, it's another about face, man. I've learned that I should change again, but I don't. Another excuse I will chase until my next about face. Tommy would never admit this. He'd tell you, hey, I'm on a growth kick. But his friends already know this. They've got fired, it ain't not my fault. I'm sick. The workbooks, the programs, the promises doesn't mean anything the 35th time. Hey, it's another about face, man. I've learned that I should change again, but I don't. Another excuse I will chase until everyone around me expects too much. Too much! We need to lower their standards. Too much! change again. But I don't, another excuse I will chase until my next about face.
That's a fun one. I really like that one. So, obviously, it's about people who think that they should be famous and refuse to do any, like, real work. They just think that... Because here's the thing. I think fame might be dead. I think there might not be fame anymore. I think that might be the end. I think we might have already seen the end of fame, so to speak. Just feels like it to me. But, like, there's all these people who don't understand that, like, if you build it, they will come is untrue. It's straight up untrue. If it were true, I mean, it's not just about fame, but obviously fame is a large aspect of it. No, well, here's the thing. Being Bag, it is ska. Like, it's at its root, it's a ska thing. It started as a ska song. But most of the time, to me, when you add horns and stuff, it sounds more like ska. But the horns that he added to this, the arrangement that my brother Patrick, the producer of this album, make the song sound less like ska. They make it more, to me, it ended up making the song sound more like something that you would hear like on Sesame Street in the 70s, which I like. I like that a lot. But I also like ska, so I'm perfectly fine with the fact that it is at its core a ska song. But, like, it's not just about, like, fame. It's about people who believe that they should just have everything. You'll find that people who believe that they should just have everything are also the people who are the most whiny about anything being expected out of them. And it's unfortunate because it's a resentment-driven thing. And that draws a lot of people to the left. And that's unfortunately why socialism and those types of things get such a bad name. Because people that I think would conform to the description of About Face, I think a lot of them are leftists. Oh boy, are a lot of that type of person leftists. Am I right? Am I right? Like BreadTube, for instance, full of people who believed they should be doing better than whoever else is in BreadTube. I am the one who says the point the best. Wonder why I fucking turn on that shit. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, you're just mad because you didn't have any success. No. I had plenty of success. I don't know if you remember, there was a time where I made $4,000 on Patreon. People who think that I'm mad because I didn't have success are they crazy. I tanked my success because I believe in the things that I'm saying. So, Pony is not a song that I wrote. It's a song by Genuine. This is a song I just fucking love. It has got a weird chorus. There are very few songs that use the word horny. In fact, I can only think of this song. I cannot think of another song which uses the word horny. Not just in the song, Pony uses it in the chorus multiple times. Horny is a word that is said in the chorus of this song. The chorus. It says it multiple times in the chorus, and therefore it says it multiple times. If it said it one time in the chorus, it would say it multiple times in the song. I can't think of another song which uses the word horny at all, anywhere, even one time. But that's not the reason I like Pony. I like Pony because it's just like one of the coolest sounding songs that has ever been made. The guy, Genuine, is a brilliant singer. He's got a voice for miles. I had to sing it an octave lower because my voice... I probably could do it, but should I? Should I? Sometimes we should ask ourselves that question, and that's why I sang it an octave lower. I'm really proud of this cover. This was actually... Oh, Lithium. That's right. Lithium by Nirvana. Thank you, Quendergear. I'm so horny. But my will is strong. Yeah. Yeah. So, interesting you brought up Nirvana, though, because there is also, in my cover of Pony, a specific Nirvana thing. The guitar solo in my version of Pony is essentially what Kurt Cobain did for guitar solos in several songs. Most prominently, I believe, Breed. That song, the guitar solo was... But I did that kind of guitar solo for Pony. And then I just blend it back into the synth part that I also do on the guitar. But anyway, Pony, I took a very Royal Blood approach to Pony. And I really kind of take a Royal Blood approach, or you could call it a White Stripes approach as well. But I take it from the bass. I write the rhythm parts first. So with Pony, I did... That's a surprisingly accurate version of the Breed solo. I know what I'm talking about. No, Cobain did not have Kerry King solo skills. But Cobain, to be fair, single-handedly changed guitar music, to be fair. Like, we have to give him a lot. We got to give him a lot of credit. You might say those are very basic guitar parts, but they're also appropriate for their songs in a way that a lot of the guitar wanking, as it was come to being called at the time, was not. It was not appropriate for the songs. But anyway, here's Pony.
Just a bachelor. I'm looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without even falling off. Gotta be compatible. That takes me to my limit. Girl, when I break you off, I promise that you won't wanna get off if you're horny. Let's do it. Riding my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it if you're horny. Let's do it. Riding my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. Sitting in your stilo. But just once, if I had the chance, the things I would do to you, you and your body, every single portion, send chills up and down your spine, juices flowing down your thighs. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. If you wanna get nasty, baby, first the show and tell, till I reach your ponytail. Lurk all over and through you, baby, until we reach the stream. You'll be on my jacket team. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it.
Just nothing about that to argue with. I love that. Like, so there's like 5 layers of bass in my version of that song. There's the clean one. There's a few fuzz ones. There's one fuzz one, and then there's a few fuzz ones run into an auto wah. It to me, it sounds. It doesn't sound the same as the original, obviously, but it evokes the original in a way that I am happy with. Like, it feels so much to me like the original. I am singing it an octave higher in the background vocals. If you're horny, although it would be good if I could do it. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony. I don't know. Toxic Pony. Yeah, Toxic Pony is badass. No, it's interesting that I ended up with doing a Britney Spears cover on this album. So anyway, it's Pony. Like, there's not any story behind it other than I did it in a way that I think is very different from the original, but I also don't feel like there's a version by a band called Far, and I hate it. I absolutely just disdain it. I can't handle it because the way it's sung, he sings it in the same octave as Genuine, but the way he sings it just makes it awful. It's mixed in a way where it sounds bad to me, like it hurts my ears to listen to. And I wouldn't normally shit on just randomly shit on something, but the reason I have wanted to do Pony for a long time is because that is the most prominent rock cover of Pony, and I just think that it is fucking terrible. I cannot listen to it. And the thing is they do, in terms of the moves they pull, They do a few things that are similar. Like, obviously, they run the guitars and everything through distortion and auto wah, or possibly regular wah. I don't know. But mine is primarily bass. Like, you're primarily hearing bass, like distorted bass, fuzz, etc. There is guitars played over it increasingly throughout the song, with the last chorus being very obviously full of them. But you start at the beginning. This sound at the very beginning here. This is not. There is no guitar being played right now, unless you count bass guitar, which you should. But it's a bass. That's fully like just a bunch of layers of bass guitar. And then obviously by the end you got in the right you got a lead, which is my brother. He wrote that lead. And on the left you have a which is more along the lines of something you would hear me play. The layers of bass is akin to the President of the United States of America. Yeah, I mean, I would say yes, because, man, Gump, what a song. But, sorry, not Gump, but Lump. Gump is the Weird Al one. Lump is a hell of a song. I was like, something is wrong with that sentence. That's not the song I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the same song, but the real one, not the fake one. I love Pony. It's just such a cool song. And I wanted there to be a straightforward rock cover that doesn't change the feel of it to such an extent that it becomes wrong or irritating. But also I wanted to make it my own. I obviously put a Nirvana solo, a Nirvana style guitar solo into it. At the end, there's, like I said, solo work or lead work from my brother, who is a much more accomplished guitar player than I. I will point out where he wrote solos. The solo in From a Mile Away is fully my brother. I did not write the solo in that song. I should have said something about that, and I intended to, but I forgot about it. But he wrote that solo and performed it. It's such a good solo, too. I think it's the only one he actually wrote, but he re-recorded a few of them. The next song, Turned Over, is fully me playing the guitar solo, though. It is an edited together amalgamation of many, many takes of attempting to get what I'm trying to do here, but it's a good one. And I'm going to turn it on, but I'm also going to go quickly use the bathroom as I turn it on.
Round the steering wheel, losing color. Not willing to let go and stop this burning rubber. Making up as I go, acting like I can't know all this crazy shit that's coming around the corner. Letting go is so hard to do. It is the only thing that could bring me back to you. Turn over. Take my will. I need peace. Come give me sanity. Turn over. Taking time, but I'm realizing I need to turn over me. Looking back at everything that came before you. was scaring me, was insecure, made your heart bleed. You ain't my past and you didn't do all that shit to me. Letting go is so hard to do. It's counterintuitive and it feels all askew. The lack of control, it is not I who rules. It is the only thing that could bring me back to you. Turn over, take my life, take my will. I need peace, don't give me sanity. Turn over, taking time, but I'm realizing I need it to turn over me.
That one is about how you don't have control over most things. It's interesting because you can make stuff happen. You can, but you gotta understand that the control ain't yours. The world does stuff you don't want it to do. That's what that's about. You can't do anything about it. Sometimes you have to understand that. A little bit of Queen of the Stone Age here and there. It's interesting you say that because I have had a couple of people that I've showed this to say it reminds them of Queens of the Stone Age. And I am a huge Queens of the Stone Age fan. But to me, that sounds like if Offspring was combined with Jimmy Eat World. Like, that's what that song sounds like to me. If Offspring and Jimmy Eat World made a song together. But I'm happy to hear that you hear Queens of the Stone Age in there because I am a tremendous fan of Queens of the Stone Age. I love Queens of the Stone Age. Queens of the Stone Age is probably like... I listen to them probably more than any in the last 5 years. It's in the driving bass and the solo section. The rest hits different. Oh, I appreciate that. I get it. No, I get it. I get what you're saying. The bass does do what the bass rhythm section does in a Queens of the Stone Age song. I get it. I get what you're saying entirely. So, but I listened to them probably in the last 5 years. The bands I've listened to the most are Queens of the Stone Age, Royal Blood, Royal Republic, which is a very silly band that I would highly recommend you check out. And what's another one? I don't know. Let me look at my Metallica. I've listened to Metallica a lot. And The Offspring. Those have probably been the ones that I've listened to more than anything else. I really... Here's the thing. I don't worry about saying something is a copy to me because, like, there's so many little references I intentionally put into these songs. There's one coming up, not in this next song, but in Right Place, Wrong Time, that is just... It's one of the funniest things to me because I don't know why I thought of it, but it works perfect. Thank you, Zane. Happy birthday. Have you seen the Superman movie? I have not. And I have to confess to you that I'm not super interested in Superman. It looks like people really like it, despite the fact that a lot of reviewers are calling it woke trash or saying that it's very James Gunnish, which I would say that James Gunn isn't really the guy who's the quippy dialogue problem man. That would be Joss Whedon. If I remember right, James Gunn's quippy dialogue is actually kind of good. But I don't know. I'm not super into comic book movies, and I'm not super into Superman. Out of DC, it's to me my favorite superhero movie. And I say superhero because I don't consider the Joker movies superhero movies. I love those movies. Both of them. Not one of them, both of them. But my favorite superhero movie is The Batman, the Matt Reeves one. It is such a good take on Batman, where the symbolism that, like, what is it? The Nolan Batmans. Like, as much as I love, I actually really enjoyed the Nolan Batmans. Maybe not so much the third one, but the first two I thought are really interesting movies. But they are very much about symbolism and symbols and how the public reacts to symbols. And I even resent to some extent, and when I say resent, I don't mean like I have a resentment towards, but I find it distasteful how much the second movie endorses the concept of the noble lie. I really disdain that. I really do not like that. But I still like the movie because it's a good movie. It's well made. It's interesting. And I don't know. You've written Be Quiet and Drive by the Deftones about 5 times. It's the best song that I don't listen to much, and it keeps on popping out. My favorite Deftones... Be Quiet and Drive might be... If it's not my favorite, it's like my second favorite, but I think it might be my favorite. Change in the House of Flies, though, I think it's really... I think that one's the one that I like the most. Their new one's really good, though. I really like... I don't remember what it's called right now, but I really like their new song. But my favorite Deftones is probably Change in the House of Flies. And Be Quiet and Drive, I think there's an acoustic version of that or something that I like better than the quote-unquote real version of it. Thank you, Hold On, Still Processing. I appreciate it. Yeah, Change in the House of Flies is just such like a... I feel like it's probably among the more shoegazy Deftones songs, and a lot of the time shoegaze can be really uninteresting. Like good shoegaze really hits hard, but I think there's a lot of very not good shoegaze, and that's why it remained a kind of very niche genre. I think that it got the name shoegaze relatively recently, despite the fact it is a genre that's been around longer than nu metal. But any love for Korn? Absolutely. I love Korn. Korn, man. I've played blind in so many of the bands that I was in. I've played blind. It's not my favorite Korn song by any means. Purple Maggot. Reset. Oh, wait, no. Pink Maggot, you mean the band. I was making fun of somebody somewhere. My favorite Korn song is probably Freak on a Leash. I think that's just like, that's the peak of what they do done to its highest extent. It's such a cool song. But if we're talking about like a jam, Korn's version of Word Up is so fucking cool. Thank you. Hold on. Still processing. That's very nice of you. Tell me what's the word. The way that guy sings is, it cracks me up too. Scat all the time. Guy cracks me up. Got the Life. Okay, no, you're right. Got the Life is a huge, like, okay, no, you're right. I think Got the Life might be the thing that Korn does. That might be the song that exemplifies what Korn is better than even Freak on a Leash. Got the Life is such a, like, because there's a sound to it that is unachievable by other people. They come together, and there's such a, like a, I mean, Freak on a Leash, I think you could probably fairly easily, I mean, it's very definitionally what Korn sounds like, but it doesn't have, like, a certain sound that's just, like, unachievable. Got the Life is unachievable as a cover song for the vast majority. You would have to do it in a manner that transforms the sound of it. It's interesting that Deftones came up, though, because I actually used a recording technique that I associate with the Deftones in the next song, and only in the next song. It's Statements and Disclosures, which is a song about, you know, being open and honest about doing wrong. But so I'm not sure how prominent it is in the mix, I have to say. But the mix that I turned over to my brother contains all of the guitars, but pitched an octave down as well, which kind of gives us a very iffy, where does the bass end and where does the guitar start sound. Now, he mixed it, and it kind of just sounds like a guitar song to me. I do believe those guitars, the pitched down guitars, are still in it. But it was kind of, I associate that technique with the Deftones and CKY, because both of those bands regularly used it, where they would split their output from a guitar, and one of them would go into an octave pedal that would take it lower, and then they'd rejoin it and run it through distortion. Or maybe they would distort each of them separately. I don't really know, but it gives you a very distinctive effect, and that effect is used in this song. And this is the only song I did it on, and it was partly because I wanted to do something different on it. Like, you know, it's out of, there's a few songs that I think are kind of Nirvana-ish on this album, and I wanted to take them off in different directions so they weren't just like, I'm doing Nirvana. You know what I mean? I did do that with Pony on the bass, but I didn't pitch guitars down. On Pony, it is bass. It's distorted bass. It's several layers of bass. And they haven't really been modified in terms of pitch, I don't believe. Maybe I pitched one of the layers up, but I'm not sure I did. Anyway, here guitars are pitched down along with the bass. So there's a bass guitar, and then there's several layers of guitars. One of those layers, both left and right guitar, which is 2 tracks of guitar, have been pitched down. So I'm going to start it. It's not in the clean part, might I add. It's in the distorted part.
As I sit here pondering all the things I said and done, all my life was wandering from all this pain I must have felt like you were there to hold me while I sleep. But I stood still for way too long. Now you're not with me when we speak. This lack of exposure was weighing me down. Statements and disclosures, we had to let it out. To be heard by another, push it out there. Statements and disclosures, it's all revealed. As I take account of me, I can see why you're not here. The world before has haunted me, but it's time I face my fears. The way I dealt with everything, just stuff it deep inside. Keep an eye or change my swing. Instead I asked and was supplied. This lack of exposure was weighing me down. Statements and disclosures, we had to let it out. To be heard by another, push it out there. Statements and disclosures, it's how I feel. Try to make it all make sense and make it in good time. Can't make you clean up all my mess while keeping me in line. Many things I must confess, no holding in my crimes. No, never again, my dearest. I ain't perfect, but I'm trying. This lack of exposure was weighing me down. Statements and disclosures, we had to let it out. To be heard by another, push it out there. Statements and disclosures, it's time to heal.
Now, you may have noticed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Beanbag said I covered a lot of ground here. I do think that, yes, a lot of ground is covered in that song. We went through a lot of... That was kind of a history of grunge. Except, at the end... Yes, thank you, Reset. So, that is fully on Patrick. He did such a good job mixing that song. And I did hear the layer guitars that I was talking about. It is very muddy distortion, and it's intentionally muddy. Like I said, it's I used a guitar technique that is I associate it with Deftones and CKY most for the guitars. That last chorus, I don't know if you noticed, had Moog synthesizers. That to me is probably the thing that most people here are just going to be most shocked by. So for decades, I've known Zach Scott, YouTuber Zach Scott. Subscribe if you have not. And I've always made songs, and I would often make rock songs. And I'm not even joking, since like the mid 2000s, whenever I'd make a guitar song, if I'd send it to him and he heard it, he would tell me I need to add synthesizers to it. It didn't matter if synthesizers were appropriate for it or not. That was always the note he would give. It doesn't matter what the song was. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter any of that. He would always give me a note that the song needed synthesizers. And so I showed him Statements and Disclosures like in fall of last year, maybe earlier actually. No, I showed him that song goes back to 2022. That song was written in 2022, and I think I showed him in 2022. 2 weeks ago, as we were finalizing, a week and a half ago, as we were finalizing the mixes for this album, Zach Scott sends me a goddamn synthesizer part for Statements and Disclosures, a Moog synthesizer part. It's not a vintage Moog. It's an iPad app that was written by Moog, which is an emulator of Moog. Sounds to me imperceptible. I don't have great hearing, but to me it sounds imperceptible from a real Moog. It was made by Moog. Anyway, that motherfucker, on the last day we were working on finalizing mixes, we'd already finalized Statements and Disclosure. On the last day, he sends me this fucking synthesizer part. He's like, you should add synthesizer to it. And it's like... It's like, this is a really good synthesizer part. Why don't you just fucking play them and send it to me? Like immediately, and not like at the last second. Like, if I had talked to him about something else, like I talked to him about something else the day that he sent it to me. He was like, oh, I actually recorded a part. Did I ever show it? I was like, no, send it. And he sent it to me, and it's a really good, it adds a lot to the song, in my opinion. In that last chorus, it kind of turns it into like, oh, there's something we've been building towards, and everything's sort of open and wild, and there's, in my opinion, it kind of sounds like almost like Yes. Like I don't know if you're a fan of the band Yes, but it reminds me of that. It reminds me of Alan Parsons Project a little bit. What's the other one? There's something else specific I'm thinking of. But I don't remember what it is. Whoever made the Bulls song, the song at the beginning of every Chicago Bulls game, I think that's Alan Parsons. But I really liked it, and it was really tough to get into the song, as you might expect. But my brother is a genius mixer, producer, engineer, masterer, etc. And it just sits in there like it belongs there, like it's been there the whole time. And that's a huge testament to how good of a producer he is. He is really, really, really good. That song is probably the most difficult out of all of those songs to produce, just because of how muddy the guitars are and how dirty everything is. And it sounds great, in my opinion. So this next song, Right Place, Wrong Time, is not a particularly long song, as you can see. It's the shortest song on the album. Serious by Alan Parsons. Yes, that's exactly it. Right Place, Wrong Time is one that I sent to my brother Patrick in the form that I sent it to him in is very different than its final form. The form I sent it to him in, it's incredibly simple. Like, it's guitar, right, left, bass in the middle, and distorted vocals. I sent that to him. And he immediately, he really took a shine to this particular song for whatever reason. And he just went about re-recording all of the instruments in it himself. And then he had me re-record the vocals for it because he needed a clean vocal stem. And I sent him a vocal stem that already had the distortion baked into it. And also, I think it was probably bad. That's also probably part of it. But he had me re-record the vocals to it. And so this song has probably my favorite musical reference on the entire album. And it's the guitar solo. Now, I did not play the guitar solo on here. He re-recorded all of the instruments, but it is the guitar solo that I played. He re-recorded it, and it sounds much better when he plays it / he has total control over the guitar tone from start to finish. So, I like, this is the one that he most extensively, like, just took apart and redid. And I really like what he did with it. Obviously, you don't know what it sounded like before, but, like, it was much more simplistic and stripped down, whereas now it has leads, and you'll hear it. We'll talk about the guitar solo after, though. It's got Smooth. The intro to Smooth as the guitar solo. That cracks me up. Because I don't know what made me think to do it. So I believe the intro to Smooth is actually 2 steps up. It's not in the same place. It might be 2 steps up. It might even be 4 steps up. I can't remember. But for some reason, I was like, this needs Santana Smooth here. Thank you, Ben. Reset has a slight original prankster vibe with the timing of the spoken vocals. Thank you. That's an interesting observation. There are several songs I have made, some of which are not out yet, which very much have an original Prankster vibe to them. This next song is easily the most embarrassingly... So, actually, I want to actually say something about Right Place, Wrong Time. I didn't write vocals for this. I didn't write words for this song. I just kind of freestyled and just said, like, it's actually a nonsense song. Like, I've kind of assigned meaning to it in the post hoc, but in the initial creation of it, those words are essentially unintentional. They're just, I liked the phrase right place, wrong time. I thought it was a cool phrase. And I kind of had to service the phrase. I was like, well, let's say some things that relate to that phrase. And that's literally, like, a lot of these songs, I actually had to transcribe the lyrics because I never actually wrote them down. I just kind of sang them. But that one was the one in which I did the least amount of intention in terms of, like, saying something with the song itself. Which is not the case for the next one, Amendment, which is just genuinely embarrassingly personal. It is an apology song. Amends as in apology, not amends as in, not amendment as in. I intentionally, I was slick with that. I called it amendment rather than amends or apology. But it's like, it's embarrassingly personal. Like, I half don't want to listen to it because of that. But also, I am putting this album out publicly. And we're listening to the whole thing. So I kind of have to, otherwise it's a big cop-out. And it's also, like, it's not really bad or anything. I didn't really say anything that's, like, particularly expository. It's just, it's a little closer to what I would, maybe it's a little less clever. It's a little less clever than, it was among some of the first songs I wrote, let's say, for this project. And I'll say that would mean it was among the first serious songs, like genuinely serious songs that I've ever written on my own. So it's just kind of that. I tossed it right in the middle of the record so that it's as easy to forget as it possibly can be. But it's also, like, it's a good enough song where I listen to it and I'm like, I don't want to not put it on the album. So that's kind of, I mean, it's a good song. It's just embarrassing to listen to. So let's listen to it. Or let's just listen to Right Place, Wrong Time again. No.
But all the things I said and done to you
stole some emo moves there. Talking into a distorted, well, it's a megaphone. Talking into a megaphone over the sort of actually kind of Red Hot Chili Peppers style bittersweet sounding bass line. Yeah, that one's just kind of, if you've ever done the 12 steps, it's the sort of inventory / apology stuff. Next, let's cross that one off. Next is, in my opinion, a pretty fucking good cover of Gimme More. So, we're just going to move on from that last one and get into this one. Thank you.
Every time they turn the lights down, just wanna go that extra mile for you. Your public displays of affection feels like no one else in the room. We can't get down like there's no one around. We keep on rocking, we keep on rocking. Cameras are flashing like we're dirty dancing. They keep watching, they keep watching. Feels like the crowd is saying, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho. A center of attention. Even when you're up against the wall, you got me in a crazy position. If you're on a mission, you got my permission. We can't get down like there's no one around. We keep on rocking, keep on rocking. Cameras are flashing like we're dirty dancing. They keep watching, they keep watching. Feels like the crowd is saying, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho. Feels like the crowd is saying, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho, gimme, ho, gimme, gimme, ho.
Yeah, Matt, I actually wanted to talk about that video. So Moth Cub, whom I don't know if Moth Cub is still with Big Joel, but at some point Moth Cub, I believe, was with Big Joel, made what was kind of framed as a diss video about music that I make. But I went back and I watched it when somebody put it in the Discord recently, I maybe some number of weeks ago, maybe months at this point, I'm not sure. I don't think she disliked my cover of Gimme More. I think she kind of didn't want to give me a lot of credit, but I think she actually unironically liked it. And I'm even going to here, let's even bring it up. I think it's worth it.
Peter Coffin.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give myself a real quick second to download that, because I think the easiest way we can pop that into, yeah, I think that it's really interesting to talk about this, actually. I think... Oh, we've accidentally placed a spot down here. That's got to go. I think that this is a really interesting thing. Oop, that's just audio. I didn't want just audio. I wanted video. Please download all of it. Please. I think this is an interesting thing to talk about, because I was of the mind that this...
Peter Coffin, known strange online leftist, is known for many things. Things such as kicking himself.
Okay, I guess that just doesn't...
groin kicker himself, Peter.
God damn, I really hate how everything works. Gonna open that up. Maybe.
Peter Coffin.
Okay, there we go. It's there. So let's add that.
Peter Coffin, known...
No, I'm not starting it again. Window capture is what I'm after. Add source. Window capture. We want this one. We don't want to capture the cursor. Looks like we're good in terms of this. So this is Moth Cub. Moth Cub, it's also interesting because the next song is called Moth Ore, and it has nothing to do with this. It's like a serious song about like loving an alcoholic. But like, yeah, so let's watch this. This is about the Gimme More cover that we just watched, okay? And you tell me what you think, but I think that this person genuinely likes it. I think that she didn't explicitly act as though I am a decent person, necessarily. I'm not exactly sure, because the tone is not necessarily reverent per se, but I think that she not loves, or says she loves, I can't remember, actually genuinely likes, at very least, the Gimme More cover. And it was in a demo version in which I was not singing it well. I will also say this version contains final vocals that sound much better as far as I'm concerned, as well as also more interesting musical parts. Anyway, here.
Strange online leftist is known for many things. Things such as kicking himself in the balls.
The groin kicker himself, Peter Coffin.
The fake Asian girlfriend saga. Also for the YouTube videos. For the videos. But if you don't know about any of that, don't even worry about that, because this video is about the beautiful tunes which he has given unto us.
Like, I see what I'm saying? That is not correctly on key at all.
First of all, there's the classic beta anthem.
This is the Blue Jeans song before the Blue Jeans song. The Jimmy Fallon Blue Jeans song. It's literally just something made to piss people off, and people took it seriously, and they got pissed off about it, and that makes it funny. At least in my opinion, it makes it funny.
A huge classic. How many Gamergate songs are there? Probably some, but I only know this one. Second of all, there's the BioShock song parody.
I love that the BioShock parody that she has here has like Russian subtitles. For a long time, it was very difficult to find this song because I had privated it because I thought, I want to be serious on YouTube. So having stuff like this on YouTube is embarrassing. But no, this is fucking awesome. Also, I'm fat. I was fat. This was like late 20s, early 30s. I think late 20s. I was fat.
This one's really catchy. Probably my least favorite, but that might be just because I've never played BioShock. I don't really get it. Make a Skyrim one, then that'd be for me. That'd be for me.
I've been laid up in this bed because of that arrow in the knee.
And third of all, my most favorite thing of all time, this rock cover of Britney Spears' Gimme More.
Every time they turn the lights down.
You'll notice that this rock cover of Britney Spears' Gimme More, I literally put in Comic Sans, it's a rock cover of Gimme More by Britney Spears, which is not great, in my opinion. But, like, I am aware that it is not at the level it needs to be, you know?
Just wanna go that extra mile for you.
This song has just brightened so many of my days. The pure joy of it. I want you to know with no sense of irony that this is one of the greatest things ever made by a human being.
Cameras are flashing like we're dirty dancing. They keep watching. They keep watching. Like the crowd is saying, give me more, give me more, give me more.
Just good art. Just incredible, gorgeous.
Like, here, it sounds sarcastic to me. This is, to me, sounds sarcastic. Like, the first time I saw this, when this originally came out and somebody sent it to me, I was like, this person's just, like, taking the piss out of me. But let's continue.
Powerful art. You can't take this from me. No one can take this from me. If an apocalypse occurs, I'm saving this file. You wish you could be up here, you know, cerebral. Why do I love Peter Coffin, Gimme More, Britney Spears so much? I'll tell you why. Rock version of that. Immediately I'm on board. Immediate hard guitar gets me going. There's no way to stop that. That is the inevitable fact of life. It's a law of physics. I hear that riff come in, I'm grooving, I'm ready. There's a lot going on with Peter Coffin's vocals that are it's perfect.
Cameras are flashing like we're dirty dancing.
The kind of staccato yelping that is going on when he's kind of belting out like very solidly, gimme, like it's pushing out at you. It's pushing out at you like some kind of barrage of rocks.
It's so badly sung there. Like, it's so much better sung now. The version that we have, like, on the album is just like, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's a different voice or anything, but like,
It just sounds so good to me. It scratches an itch. You know, some people have ASMR. I have this. I need this. Thank you. The backing vocals also just, they send you to a new world.
You got me in a crazy position. If you're on a mission, you got my permission.
The character of Peter's voice kind of comes through in those moments and like gives the song this sense of depth and gorgeousness, and it just, ooh, it's pleasing.
We can get down like there's no one around.
No one else could have made this. Like, he can sing okay, he can sing all right, but the performance shines when you get to hear the almost spooky.
this is where it became apparent to me that I don't think she's being entirely ironic, because this is, when you say someone can sing okay, that's not, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing as a full insult. It's kind of, I agree, it is a lazy punch down. But I think that there's an actual, like, core of not completely hating it. Like, actually kind of liking it, but, like, not wanting to like it. Do you know what I mean? There's stuff that is in this world that I don't like that I like, but I like it anyway. And I feel like that's what this is for her. I think she does genuinely like it. I think that she just doesn't want to actually admit that this is something she enjoys. Maybe she should listen to the new version of it. That's, in my opinion, what this is. Because when you're in the midst of ironically praising something to make it sound like shit, you don't say someone can sing okay. That's to me the tell. Because you either, if you're shitting on it, you say that I can sing great or I sing terribly. Those are the two things you say if you're actually shitting on it. Like, full on, don't have any... she clearly enjoys it, but I'm saying I think that she actually unironically enjoys it and hates that she unironically enjoys it. I think that's what this is, personally.
Tones. I just need you to know that I love this more than almost anything in the world. Legit Slade. Thank you, Peter, for what you've given us. Mwah. Yes.
See, not only do I just sense an actual, like, genuine enjoyment that doesn't quite jive with the full ass. I think that it's just, I reevaluated that video because originally I was just like, this person is just shitting on me. But there's just there's that minor, what she's trying to do, you don't say this person sounds okay. You say this person is an amazing singer. And you just continue to pile on with the fake compliments for the intent of making it sound bad. To say they can sing well. Or okay, sorry. They can sing okay. To say that, it indicates there's a small bit of... She kind of wishes that it was sung well, I think. Like, that's what I honestly think of it. I kind of think she wishes that it was sung well. And I would very much like Moth Cub to listen to the new version of Gimme More, which has been properly recorded and work was done on actually work was done on singing it properly. Speaking of singing and moths, this is entirely coincidental. This track listing had been finalized before this video was re-brought up in my life for me to examine once again. This song is called Moth Or. And this song is... I am going to also have to pee again, but I will be back. Moth Or is a song about loving an alcoholic or an addict of any kind, I guess you could probably say. And it is an optimistic song about believing in the alcoholic, believing that they're able to overcome what has come into their life. That's ultimately what this is. And again, I have to pee, so I'm going to shut my camera off and I'm going to start the song. I think this is a very different song from everything you've heard. Yes, exactly, Reset. I think that she's... I think she likes it, but she doesn't like that she likes it. I really think that's what it is. And it's not that I think that it's like a fucking shining example of brilliant song performance or anything like that. I think it's something that she actually likes, but wish it was a little bit better. So give me more. But anyway, Moth Or. Again, this is a very different song from everything you have listened to up to this point. And this and Some Chicken are the two what the fuck songs. But yeah, I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to turn that on.
And so she flies towards a glow that'll awaken her wings, denying everything that she knows. It's a fear of better days. I know the type. She'll someday get it right to be seen as a thing that she needs. And what she fears the most is she a mom or an angel? Will she burn herself again? Is she trying to change still, or is it just a dream? Does she not see the danger? I'm calling out her name. Is she a mom or an angel? Why keep choosing the flame? Flying in circles, she returns to where she's been burned before, refusing to know what she's already learned, afraid to feel something more. I see your fate against the current of the night. Every flicker pulls her close, but leaves her empty inside. Is she a mom or an angel? Will she burn herself again? Is she trying to change still, or is it just a dream? Does she not see the danger? I'm calling out her name. Is she a mom or an angel? Why keep choosing the flame? She's flying blind, eyes shut tight, misreading what's found in the light. She's not a moth, she's an angel, and her wings weren't meant for pain. Still believing that she's able to survive the burn again. I'll be here, I'll be stable until she finds a way. She's not a moth, she's an angel, and we will see the day.
So yeah, that's a nice song. I like that song. That one was an interesting one, how it came about. It wasn't something that I would intentionally make, let's say. Hi. Sorry, my daughter came down here to say hi. Anyways, I think that's a good song. I like that song. That one doesn't actually... Amendment embarrasses me. That one doesn't really embarrass me, despite the fact that it's obviously a very personal song. That one, I think, kind of does it right, I guess. Like, the lyrics feel workable for other people's situations. Like, to me, it's about having a person who has a problem in your life and is continually trying to overcome it, but you believe that they can't, ultimately. I don't have a good seg for this one. Thank you, Reset. I'm glad you like the piano parts. This one was another one. It was kind of bare bonesy when I gave it to my brother, and obviously it has a lot of stuff going on in it now. Way more stuff than I would have ever come up with. Really cool song, honestly. I'm quite proud of that. How do I think things would look right now if Hillary Clinton was president? I don't give a fuck. How about that? Nothing about that. I just literally... Does it look at all, based on the fact I have a goofy album cover and a track list and I'm listening to songs off of an album that I made? Like, this is a listening party. It's my birthday tomorrow. I don't give a fuck at all. I don't care about... It'd be the same. Okay? It'd be the same, but it'd be annoying and liberal. That's the difference. That's the only difference. It'd be annoying and liberal. Otherwise, it'd be exactly the same. And people say, no, it wouldn't. It would be so different. No, it wouldn't. A couple of things would be different, yes. Not many. Anyways, let's not talk about politics. I'm not... This next song is called The Waiting Song. On that subject, I like how you haven't crossed the music guy and the politics guy streams here. Well, if we're going to be completely honest, I'm just so fucking tired of politics. I'm so fucking tired of it. Like, it's just, it's useless. It is useless shit. Every day I woke up trying to do anything about what is just going, like, things are going to happen. They are beyond my control. And that's that. Like, that's how things are. That's what Turned Over is about. Things are beyond my control. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The serenity prayer. I'm not a God person, but I do think that it's appropriate to say the thing as it is. I don't know. I look at politics as just a sort of a lost cause. I don't see the point. Like, we don't have the conditions to force change in any way. We're living in a Goldilocks. We do not live in dark times. We live in gray times. And for the sake of change, gray times are much worse than dark times. We live in purgatory rather than hell. Just a random phone number calling my phone that I just have no idea what it is. It's annoying. I hate that shit. So the next song is called The Waiting Song. This is back into the kind of 1990s stuff, I guess. This one's kind of... I would say this one, all like between this one and Statements and Disclosures, I think ultimately ended up songs that are pretty different from each other. However, they began as like kind of what I thought of as like these are the Nirvana-ish songs of the bunch. Hi, Lilet. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the Waiting Song, though, it's the other song that I thought was kind of a Nirvana-ish song. And I think that all those statements, I think that it ultimately, statements and disclosures diverged from Nirvana in quite a few ways, particularly the Moog synth. This one started up way more bare bones. Like this song, like the softer parts with the quiet guitar, the non-dist or the clean guitar, that had kind of, I believe, like a bongo and like very, very sparse drums. Like that sound is close to the actual sound of the drums. Not like it wasn't even really drums. They're just like sounds, like percussive sounds for the verses. And then the regular drum set kicked in the chorus. But this song has developed far beyond that as my brother and I have tinkered with it. I really, really like what he did with this. I think this developed into a very full sounding song, very cool sounding song. But again, it is the, out of the two that I considered closest to Nirvana, this was one of them. It's called The Waiting Song. Can probably tell immediately.
On the days when nothing happens, when my mind is racing wild, you're the way that something could happen, but nothing happens, nothing happens. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. On the day when something happens, I'm gonna look at you in the eye with the look of someone who loves you. Yes, someone loves you. Yes, I do. On the day when nothing happens, it's in my brain, yeah, it's on me. Only way to make something happen is to make it happen, make it happen. Make a place that look like a good one, like a place you'd come back to. Decorate, but not just that. I got so much work I've got to do. Am I looking ahead or am I looking away? make something happen.
So, I like that song. That's a pretty cool song. Thank you. Really can't place it. So, I think that's Nirvana by way of, little Freudian slip there. Nirvana by way of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maybe a little Weezer. That's what I think that sounds like. Nirvana by way of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. By the way of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But it's actually like, damn, that song really made me think about what it would be like if Hillary Clinton had won in 2016. That's really funny. That's really funny. That's excellent. Just absolutely excellent, Beanbag. Excellent. So, the Waiting Song. I think that's a good song. I could smell the brunch from here. Yeah, I don't know. I do love me Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. What a good band. But that just wasn't... The Red Hot Chili Peppers were not something I was thinking about when I wrote and like initially laid out that song. It's fully just a Nirvana like ripoff song. And to me, it sounds like Red Hot Chili Peppers now. It's just got that feel to it, and the bass is. It's got that sort of. There's a couple of points where the bass is doing overlapping notes. One could call them chords. Yeah, I don't know. It's not something I would set out to make, and it just turned into something I think is really a fun song. Next is Overwhelmingly Positive, which has had a music video out for some time now. From a Mile Away, we'll have a video out tomorrow if you want to go to That Darn Rackets channel and keep an eye out. It's actually going up on That Darn Rackets Vivo channel, which is in the process of being merged with the normal That Darn Racket channel. But you'll be able to see it on the That Darn Racket channel. Does the lead singer of RHCP being a self-admitted PDF not taint the music? I am unaware of that. Isn't he like 60-something and with somebody in their 20s? Which it's weird, but like, is that a pedophile? Like, that's an adult. I don't know. I don't know enough about that situation. And I honestly don't care because I'm, again, an artist and art person. Separate it. Don't care. That sounds like cancel culture stuff to me, though. Because I know that it's definitely weird for a 60-something-year-old to be with a 20-something-year-old. I'm not saying that's not weird. But also, people who are in their 20s are adults. Anyway, here's Overwhelmingly Positive.
Yeah, the diehards are going to be out on the boat this weekend. You know, that diehard pool goers are going to be there as well. Because we're talking about the 80s and no rain's going to interrupt you this weekend. This is goers are going to
Everywhere I go, everybody
Yeah, the diehards are going to be out in the boat this weekend. You know, that diehard pool goers are going to be there as well. Because we're talking about the 80s and no rain's going to interrupt you this weekend. This is nice.
Oh my God, are you okay? Yes, I'm feeling fine today. Ask again and I will say, why are you still asking me? 'Cause everywhere I go, everybody knows I'm overwhelmingly positive. Holding it together, saying lots of positive things. Overwhelming you. Are you sure you're not distressed? No, not gonna answer yes. What's wrong? Can I at least guess? You really look like a mess. I'll fake it with the grin and never let them in. I'm overwhelmingly positive, fighting through the shadows, seeing all these positive things. Overwhelming you. So when the world feels dark and gray, and all the colors seem to fade, I'll find a way. And so I shout it loud for everyone who doubts I'm overwhelmingly positive. Just give me a minute, even when the night is long, even when the pain is strong, and all the colors seem to fade. I'll find a way to hide it while showing everyone a smile.
I got a comment from somebody that sounds like The Offspring. And to me, I do admit very much that, like, the way that I write songs is very influenced by The Offspring. And I do, like, I know that there's Offspring in the DNA of the song, but aesthetically speaking, I don't understand quite how it sounds like The Offspring. You know? I would be interested in like, I you know, you were wondering what it sounded like, and Offspring is it. See, I want to know what it is that, because, like, the Offspring guy doesn't do what is it called when you the grit, like the, I don't think they do the whatever you call James Hetfield singing. Like, that's full of that. It's when you hit the high notes. That could be it. Chest and head voice. Well, no. See, the thing is, it's not chest and head voice, because for me, when I'm using my chest voice, it's still nasally. This is the interesting thing. I have a deep voice. It's not a, like, when I'm talking, this is what it sounds like. Like, there's a reason I had a career in radio. It's that I have a deep voice that sounds like the radio. But when I am singing and I go up there, it's pretty nasal. Like, it's, and that, to me, has been my theory, is that my voice is somewhat nasal when it goes up. that was my theory on why people said it sounded like Offspring. But I was interested to hear what you thought. I agree. I think you got it. It might have been your comment, Mad. It was an interesting comment that I was just trying to figure out exactly what it was. But I've got multiple people who have said that sounds like an Offspring song to them. I like the Offspring, so it's not something that I'm really complaining about. You're American, don't feel bad. I can't help it either. You're supposed to do scales holding your nose closed, but it never worked for me. No, I can't do that very well either. The whole close your nose and do scale, it doesn't work for me. I can barely breathe as it is. No, I can breathe. That's a joke. I have sleep apnea. It's something that I've dealt with for a very long time. But yeah. The kids aren't all right. Yeah, that is an Offspring. I don't know. I like the Offspring. So it's not, to me, it's not really like a. You also mentioned Weird Al, who does something similar. It's not a diss. I can see a possible other direction with what you've got. Yeah, if you listen to Pony, that is, like I said, that's the lower register stuff. I like the Offspring quite a bit. Lilac Cook says it's the instrumental, which I don't know what to peg the instrumental as, because out of the 14 songs on the album, it is one of the two that that AI labeled as contemporary rock. Overwhelmingly Positive and From a Mile Away were both labeled contemporary indie/alternative rock. And I have no idea what that is. I ran these songs through an AI that gives you a bunch of data on your music, like what key it's in, what the BPM is, what genre it is, what era it's from. And this got contemporary indie alternative rock, where most of them get early to mid to late 2000s. Some of them get late 90s. The next one gets late 90s, which I think this next song is another kind of overly sentimental, possibly embarrassing song. I don't know. I don't hate this song because it's kind of silly. It's an Adam Sandler ballad without the punchlines. Sonic Adventure 2 vibes. I can accept that. I actually think that does sound a bit like Crush 40. I don't disagree with you, actually. I think that does have a bit of a Sonic Adventure 2 vibe. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Yeah, no, I actually hear that quite a bit. Overwhelmingly Positive. It's a lot slower, but I don't think that's do a cover of Pumpkin Hill. Pumpkin Hill is a badass song, dude. Is that Sonic Adventure 2 or is that Sonic Adventure 1 though? No, that's Sonic Adventure 2. That's a Knuckles level. Yo, I'm Knuckles. I don't remember any of the vocals to the Knuckles songs, but I like that the Knuckles songs are rap songs. Yo, I'm Knuckles. Wearing buckles. Eating truffles. Anyway, Some Chicken is... This is, it doesn't sound anything in any way like Primus. This is your main man, Knuckles, yeah. Yes, that triggered it. Some Chicken is, it's, in my head, it's probably the only song that's like directly influenced by Primus, and it sounds nothing like Primus. No one who would listen to this would go, that's influenced by Primus. Maybe, I might be wrong, but in my head, there's something about it that is internal to Primus for me, and I don't know what it is. This is another, it's a ballad. It's a nice song. It's a lamenting of an empty chair at a dinner table. Could mean anything. Could mean somebody has left. Could mean somebody has departed this earth. In which case, if that is where you're taking it, other elements of it are interesting. But I think you kind of, I don't know. I look at it like a Sandler ballad, like an Adam Sandler ballad minus the punchlines, because it's kind of is silly in the same way. But I don't know. Those are the two things that are in my head about this song. And I don't know. I mean, I'll say that this is not a bass-driven song. Almost every song on this album, it was written on the bass. So you could probably say that there's, I mean, I'm a huge Primus enjoyer and respecter. So there's probably less Claypool influence all over the fucking thing. But I don't know. This, to me, feels like... And you know what? Primus doesn't get sentimental, and this is definitely a sentimental song. But, like, it's sentimental in a way that I don't think people normally do in songs. I don't know. I'll just play it, and if there's anything of any particular note, I'll say it, or if anybody has any questions, I'll answer them.
An empty chair at a table for 4 boxes of things left here that are yours. Life went on, things are good, still a place for one more. If you want a meal, just knock at the door. Would you like me to make you some chicken? A taste that I know you are missing. Would you like me to make you some chicken? You know the offer has never been stricken. And no, my dear, the recipe isn't new, but I've always been here to make chicken for you. The autumn leaves have turned and the temperature is low, and soon it will all be covered in snow. Would you like me to make you some chicken? It is fried but no longer forbidden. Would you like me to make you some chicken? After dinner, dear, the future's unwritten.
mission.
I think I figured out why it sounds like Primus to me. It's that the way the drums, it's the way that the rhythm section segs into that last area. There's something about it that just feels very Primus to me. And that's kind of the only identifiable thing that I can think of in this one. Because this is another one that was sent to my brother. It just fucking bare bones as hell. A lot of this was his doing. Again, most of these songs were written on the bass, or in this case, just on a single string guitar, which is essentially writing the bass part. Yeah, I think that's a pretty song. I think it's sentimental in a way that is not typical. And I don't really know. I don't know where to place that one. And I don't know if I'm ever going to. But I like it. Sounds like a Weird Al Christmas song naming food. Yeah, well, the thing about it is, it's sort of celebrating the less exciting aspects of, like, being around someone or caring for someone. You know? It's celebrating the, like, boring domestic aspect of it, you know? I think that is something that we don't celebrate. And I think that's weird. I think that we should. I think we should celebrate the quieter moments of life more. Because that's really what life is about, or was at one point. I don't know if it still is. People talk about how we aren't able to be bored anymore. I disagree with that. But I don't know. I just think that it's kind of a celebration of the boring domestic elements of life, I guess would be the right way to put it. I think that stuff it's more important. That stuff is more, it matters to me more. Like to wake up and make waffles for the kids, or make spaghetti or something. Like that stuff it's more important to me than like a lot of things. And it's very like not impressive. It's not exciting. And I don't know. I don't think that people, like, look at Twitter and look at what people are talking about with relationships and talking about with, like, day-to-day life. Nobody's talking about, like, the boring stuff. The boring stuff is the good stuff. I don't know. Anyway, that's bringing us to the last track on the album. The last track is, it's essentially the Serenity Prayer. Thank you. Thanks, Mad. I appreciate it. Mad, before you hop out, what did you think of that one? I'd be very interested in your thoughts on that, because that was a very not Offspring song. And, you know, you don't have to stick around and wait for me to respond to it, but I'd be very interested. I get more from doing the garden with my partner than I do let's make some memories moments. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, especially since kind of burning out on YouTube and politics and all of this stuff, I've just thought about like what matters to me and what has brought me joy in life. And it's like making food And like, you know, like just boring. What people call boring. Or what, I don't know. Do people even call that stuff boring anymore? People claim that you can't be bored. Like there's nothing, you're not allowed to be bored anymore. I just think that's wrong too. Because I'm bored a lot of the time. Like I made a fucking, like, what does it look like I don't get bored? Like I made a fucking rock album that I know is not going to be like Grammy Award winning or chart on, you know what I mean? Like I don't expect to get rich off of this or even have a lot of people listen to it. I do this stuff because I like it and I care about it. And I like communicating things with people. So yeah, again, Power, last track on the album. It's the Serenity Prayer. That's literally what it is. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That is what this song is.
I'm always looking around, I'm always hearing a sound, I'm always on high alert, powered by fear because I got it. Taken down only by me, take my insecurity, taken down over and over, powered by fear because I got it. But it don't have to be this way, I am not alone. I could restore my sanity, but the power's not my own. Grant me serenity to change some things about me and leave what I cannot change alone because I'm searching. And I'm feeling the fear, but between both my ears, I'm choosing things I know I wouldn't before because they're working. And I have just got to say, I feel it in my bones. You take away my gravity, and the power's not my own.
And that's overwhelmingly positive. That's the new album. It's out tomorrow. It is I don't know, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty excited about it. I think I did it. I did an album. I did an album of songs that I don't hate. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but unless you're going to be vulnerable, what's the point? What's the point? Feels a bit like Hate to Say I Told You So by the Hives. Great track. Thank you. I agree with that. To me, that one sounds like a Strokes or a Hives type. The Strokes or the Hives. That's kind of... I agree with that. Right Place, Wrong Time also has a bit of a the Strokes sound to it, in my opinion. I'm trying to think if there was any other ones where I did the distorted vocal. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm pretty happy with it. It's out tomorrow. Listen to it on Spotify. Tell other people about it if you think they'd like it. I think it's in certain ways it's a little bit like the next one I make will probably be a little bit more rounded. Like it'll make more sense. I don't think this doesn't make sense musically. But I think there's kind of a, all right, well, what does it sound like if I do this thing? You know? Whereas I kind of have some kind of, like I started doing this in 2022. And most of the songs are from 2022 to 2023. I think a couple, maybe, I don't know if a lot of, if any, no, I think a couple of them are from 2024. Maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think here. Some Chicken was 2024. Moth was this year. Moth was the only one I did this year, I think. That was early in the year, though. Yeah, so mostly 2022 to 2023, and then I think Some Chicken was 2024. I'm sure there's... No, About Face was 2024. Pretty Please was 2024. From a Mile Away was 2024. So actually, a lot of it was from last year. I'm really proud of this album. Like, it's not something I ever thought I'd do. And now I also think that I could probably do another one, and it would be better. Which is, it's a nice feeling to come out of it with, you know? I also can sing, which I never really thought. Like, I don't think that I'm like a really strong singer or anything, but like, I also don't think the singing on this album is bad. I think that it is passable to decent. I don't think that the singing itself is necessarily what makes the album good. I think that it is at the point where it does not detract from the album, which is, in my opinion, very good in terms of me. Because I don't know if you used to hear my old song parody. If you were around in the song parody era, you would know that I really have not sung well my entire life. And this is, it's sung decently. Also, I will say I think that my voice is a little bit unique. I think that a lot of people try to sing like something, and I think that is actually what led me to not being able to sing. When I stopped trying to sing like something, that's when I sort of found this, and this works. I think that the singing on this album works. And honestly, that's never something I would have ever thought I would say about something I personally made musically. I would think that it's all right, or at best, just like not bad. But I'm happy with the singing on this album, which I think is... It's not without pitch correction. I'll say that. There is pitch correction on this album. But it's not heavy. You can tell when it's heavy. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Do I listen to Manic Street Preachers? They're pretty socialist, apparently. I've never listened to them. There's a lot of stuff that, like I said, I ran all of these songs through AI to find out what it would tell me about them, genre, comparable, blah, blah, blah. The singing is good enough to be another instrument on the track, which is all you need. It's written along with the guitar in a way lone composers struggle with. Thank you. I appreciate that, I appreciate that. And a lot of that is because I've been in a lot of bands. When I was a teenager, I was in several bands. And sometimes I think that was really good experience for what not to do, because a lot of the things that I did to make this album were things that I would not have done when I was a teenager in bands. Same goes for singing, I guess. I guess they're both kind of the same thing, the singing and the instrumentation. They're both part of the song, right? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm happy. It took a long time. Like I said, it took several years. Started doing this in 2022. And now I feel like I could do another one, and it would be better. I do have other songs. I've played demos of them. I'll even play you a demo. I'll play you a demo, but it should be understood that this is a demo. It does not sound anywhere nearly where it needs to sound. The dump. So this is a song called We're Cooked. I think I'll play you two demos, because I've played these two demos on other streams. But it will serve as reference for when these songs are eventually completed. I'm going to play you a song called Give You Something and a song called We're Cooked. These are both not on an album yet, but I think they're fun to share. I'll play you Give You Something first. This one is, I think it's a joke song. I think it's kind of like intended to be funny in the way a Van Halen song is, but it kind of sounds like an AC. To me, it sounds like Van Halen. It sounds like AC/DC. And I'm sure someone will say it sounds like The Offspring, because it probably does. But it's fun.
I got an invitation to come over and tan.
Yeah, I left myself cracking up at the end there. Because it's like, so that song didn't start with that joke in mind. Like, by the time I got to the bridge, you can absolutely tell that I realized the joke was that the thing I was giving is cum. Which is not a real joke. Like, it's kind of a very simplistic and stupid joke. But it also, to me, sounds like a very rock and roll song, except for it's just like literal instead of trying to dance around it. That's the idea there. Give you something. It's cum. Just the idea that, like, the chorus I just threw in, like, it's cum. Shit cracks me up. I'm pretty happy with that one. It's the funniest song I think I've written. It's still, there's no like the whole thing is the setup and the punchline. That's kind of how that one works. But the other one I'm going to play for you is called We're Cooked. And it's about, everybody keeps saying, we're cooked. It's over. It's over. Everybody's crashing out, man. It's over. We're cooked. That's this.
They're telling me it's over, they're telling me we're cooked, but I keep getting older and everything they put. Ow! 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 How many times can the world end? Another chicken says the sky's falling. A rapture and a revelation. Yeah, that is the trend. They're telling me it's over. They're telling me we're good. But I keep getting older. And everything they put. How many times can the world end? Ow! They said a panic every season to keep us locked in that endless scrolling. A fire shooting or a treason. The TL is out of control. They're telling me it's over. They're telling me we're good. But I keep getting older. And everything they put. How many times can the world end? How many times can the machine rise? They say we're but you can do it. They're telling me it's over. They're telling me we're cooked. But I keep getting older. And everything stays put. How many times can the world end? It's over. They're telling me we're cooked. But I keep getting older. And everything stays put. How many times can the world end? How many times can the world end?
So yeah, that one embraces the Offspring thing a lot more. Like, it's literally, there's elements of original Prankster, not just in the guitars, but just even in the "You Can Do It." You can do it. That's in an Offspring song. Although, again, the Sandler reappears. That's a big Sandler thing, that "You Can Do It." I don't know. Listening to those, I'm pretty excited about making a second one. I like, even though those have like MIDI, like they're literally just like MIDI drums. I didn't even bother like recording drum parts and running them through the plugin. It's just default drums from Pro Tools. Pretty fly. You Can Do It is actually, I believe, in Original Prankster. Original Prankster, but never stop now, but the man may say, dun, 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 you can do it. It's Original Prankster. And give you something you could also say is it's a bit derived from Original Prankster. It's channeling dumb teenager vibes that Offspring. Yes, exactly. It is, except for it's written from, in my opinion, a fairly lived perspective, a very lived-in perspective. It's like, I've seen this before. You keep telling us we're cooked. You keep saying it's over. You keep saying the world is ending, and it doesn't end. It never ends. It can't end. We will be gone, and it won't be ended. But that's not even what I'm talking about. That's what that song is about. So it's a fairly, like, mature viewpoint, I think. But yeah, it's presented in the same kind of sort of juvenile, Offspring-y type vibe. I will say, as we wind down, Overwhelmingly Positive is out tomorrow on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and other fine streaming platforms. And there is also a music video for From a Mile Away coming out tomorrow as well. So check that out on the That Darn Racket YouTube channel. Just go straight to the channel, subscribe, but also go there when you go to listen to the music, because that's going to be the easiest way. Just look up That Darn Racket on YouTube. It'll show up. But the apocalypse is tomorrow, and you have Rent coming up. I think it's great and really does say something. Thank you, Lilet. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for the happy birthday. Reset. That's very nice of you. I had a good time with you guys. Thanks for being interested in the songs. I think I will go now make some chicken. Actually.